Hello, everyone. This is New Bedford's resident CHP, Crazy Half Portuguese, Mr. Eric Lima over here. You are watching yet another video episode um, from my pilot miniseries, um, filling in the gap between in between my second season of my YouTube saga that I completed before Thanksgiving. That would be EML-77 TV, going into next year for the third season of my YouTube saga here on my channel. It will be known as WEML-TV, Channel 77, the YouTube station identification of yours truly. This is the Bridge Up, episode number 47. What's going on, everybody? Tonight, I just finished watching NXT, and we're going to have a recap of NXT, the NXT before, it was the night of NXT before Christmas, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. Before Christmas Eve, we got NXT UK tomorrow. I don't know what they're going to do, but whatever. We're going to have a little bit of fun. So NXT UK, they start NXT recap. The NXT Tag Team Championship on the line in a street fight to kick off NXT. Lorcan and Birch versus Killian Dane and Drake Maverick. And Lorcan and Birch did everything they can. They try to isolate Killian Dane, Drake Maverick, but in the end, Orton and Birch did end up winning the matchup. Then they had a Very Gargano Christmas for Austin Theory. Got the Gargano Whey protein because they're talking about the Gargano Whey, the whey. So they have that, and then they had a preview for New Year's Eve. A little recap of NXT Takeover 31's title match between Balor and O'Reilly. Both men were talking about how they're going to beat the other up, and will be interesting in New Year's Evil coming in 2 weeks. Mackenzie Mitchell interviews Tyler Russ, but Malcolm Bivens spoke for him, and Tyler Russ has a match later on tonight. As he found out he goes one-on-one with Arya Daivari. That was the opponent. A rematch. Isaiah Swerve Scott going one-on-one with Jake Atlas this time around. Isaiah Swerve Scott picked up the victory, but he started taunting Atlas a little bit, and he wanted to go shake Atlas' hand. Atlas wants nothing to do with it, and Atlas was really disgusted in Isaiah Swerve Scott's behavior. And then Mackenzie Mitchell then back interviewed Adam Cole and Roderick Strong, talking about how Kyle O'Reilly will bring the NXT Championship back to the Undisputed Era. But Velveteen Dream interrupted him and got to the point where Cole signed Velveteen Dream and challenged him to a matchup later on tonight. Both Rhea Ripley and Dakota Kai were getting ready for their matches. Timothy Thatcher comes back and cuts a promo on Ciampa and wants to fight him. And then they had Rhea Ripley and Dakota Kai go one-on-one. Rhea Ripley was giving Dakota Kai a lot of fits and everything else. And then Raquel Gonzalez appeared on the stage after she says, "Hey, William Regal can ban me from ringside. How about that?" And then in the end, though, Rhea Ripley did pick up the victory, called Raquel Gonzalez out. Raquel Gonzalez hits the ring. Officials and referees try to stop her, and these two ladies brawled and beat the heck out of each other to the point where, well, in 2 weeks they're going to fight again. Now, more on that. Very Gargano Christmas Part 2, Indy Hartwell supposedly got a PS5, but was an empty box. And Johnny Gargano says the PS5's mine, but here's a Christmas gift for you. I'll rechristen her with the family nickname Indie Wrestling. Sort of a joke in there somewhere, but Indy Hartwell is now Indie Wrestling, which is too funny to believe. So, and then Mackenzie Mitchell interviewed Toni Storm. What's next with Toni Storm? Toni Storm wants the NXT Women's Championship held by Io Shirai. And Io Shirai, and he says that I'm the one woman that Io Shirai cannot beat. And we're talking about the Mae Young Classic in 2018, where she beats Io Shirai in the final round at Evolution. So, anyways, Xia Li and Boa continue their training under this mysterious woman and the sensei, the Shifu. And they've gotten better. They felt no pain, and they said harder. We want more. They say and Shifu says it's enough. So I think the Shifu and this mysterious woman feel that they're ready to go back as warriors. A little method to the madness. I can't wait to see what this brand new improved Isaiah Lee and Boa are able to do. This is going to be something. And then Colossal Bronson Reed made a comeback, made a return to the ring as he went one-on-one with Ashante the Adamas of the Cruiserweight division. But in the end, obviously, keyword Cruiserweight division of the Cruiserweight division, and Bronson Reed was able to beat him with a Tsunami Splash. And then Mackenzie Mitchell attempted to interview Io Shirai. She says, "I heard what she said. I'm heading to the ring." She yells at the production team, "Hit my music." I'm like, the lady asks and demands, and you do it. So Io Shirai arrived to the ring, grabs a chair, and he says, "Okay, Tony, let's go. I'm ready. Let's go." I'm like, oh boy, you trash talk about Io Shirai, you're liable to get your butt kicked one way or the other. You know what? If I insulted Io Shirai, she'd be kicking me square through the uprights, and she'd be going, "It's good," and I'd be going, "Ah!" Screaming like a little girl. Oh my God, that's how tough Io Shirai is. Remember, she did kick a guy's butt one time. If you watch her match on Lucha Underground against Pentagon Dark when she was known as Hito Kirby, she kicked Pentagon Dark's butt. I'm telling you, it's crazy and insane. Let me tell you, this woman was out. This woman, Io Shirai, is like the Japanese version of Lita almost, but she's got more of a, and I think she's got more of a disciplined mind as Io Shirai does, and that could be the only difference. No disrespect to Lita. I know Lita's well disciplined right now, but I think Io Shirai is just no nonsense and just goes forward and just goes all out. I think that's the only difference between her and Lita. That's my opinion on that. But then, and Tony Storm's music was about to hit, and all of a sudden Mercedes Martinez came out of nowhere, attacking Io Shirai. I mean, she obliterated the poor girl. Poor Io Shirai. Io Shirai was not ready for Mercedes Martinez. I'm starting to think that Tony Storm had an ace up her sleeve when she didn't show up. I was like, something's up. And before you know it, I think Tony Storm gave Mercedes Martinez a little bit of this. It seems like the theme of it now. McAfee has done that now, paying wrestlers to take out people. Now it seems like Tony Storm's got a little lesson from Dakota Kai. Bring some major backup, and you got Mercedes Martinez. And a lot of people are saying, "Well, what she do to fight Io?" No, it's. I don't think what she did. It's more like who's paid her. I think Tony Storm may have something to do with that. Soft and Io Shirai. You never know. I think Io Shirai is going to be more infuriated than ever, man. And then a Very Gargano Christmas Part 3. Candice LeRae gets another gift from Johnny Gargano, the wheel from Shotzi's old tank. You know what that means. And you know what I'm thinking too. Shotzi even did a little joke about it on Twitter. So I would have signed it for you, or she can get my helmet on WWE Shop. So I don't know. So well, Timothy Thatcher went one-on-one with Leon Ruff. He says he's going to make an example out of Leon Ruff, and it was a heck of a matchup. Thatcher was dominating until Thatcher's got Ciampa on his mind way too much. Leon Ruff pulled another upset, and Leon Ruff won again. Leon Ruff beat another upset, and then as Thatcher was about to continue to attack Leon Ruff, Tommaso Ciampa shows up, hits him with the Willow's Bell. He said, "You want to fight me? I'll see you at the fight pit." Damian Priest cut a promo on Karrion Kross for New Year's Evil. And Damian Priest says, "Come on, I'll show you what I'm all about in the ring." And Dexter Lumis drawn up Rhea Ripley and Raquel Gonzalez, and with the New Year's Evil logo, and it says "Last Woman Standing" match. That is a matchup that is happening. So Tyler Rust did face Aria Daivari. Rust did pick up the victory via submission. with Tyler Rust has got Malcolm Bivens. Malcolm Bivens sees something in Tyler Rust, and and all of a sudden, Malcolm Bivens went over to the commentators. He said, "Hey, this is my guy. He does his thing. And he does it real well." He says, "You can't argue." And even Vic Joseph agrees, "You can't argue with you there." So heck of a matchup that was. Mackenzie Mitchell interviewed Leon Ruff, and then Leon Ruff got a gift for next week, an NXT North American Championship rematch against Johnny Gargano. And it seems like the way could get involved, and who knows if Leon Ruff's going to need some backup. Well, let me tell you, it's going to be something else. Karrion Kross cut a promo and said, making smart aleck remarks about Scarlett and all that, and says you're going to pay for it. Karrion Kross, every time I see him, he reminds me of Jake the Snake Roberts and Sid Justice, or Psycho Sid, or Sid Vicious. You combine the two, he's got that grit like Sid, when he talks like this, like, it reminds me of Sid. I'm going to get you. TikTok. He reminds me of Sid when he does that, but he's also got the mind games like Jake the Snake Roberts. Let me tell you, that's something that, I like to see, Karrion Kross. Imagine a dream matchup between him and Randy Orton. Boy, am I good. I got come up with these crazy ideas. Trust me on this one. Vaughn, I think you might think about that one. My friend Vaughn Baskin always comes up with these crazy ideas about what wrestling should do, but unfortunately, it would be nice to do it. If the pandemic had not happened? If the pandemic had not happened, I think all these things would have been excellent possibilities. All the stuff that Vaughn's always commentating on my videos when it comes to wrestling. But if the pandemic did not happen, I think all these things could be possible. We would like to see all those things happen. But with the pandemic, it's very impossible because how people are feeling about this. But whatever. But fantasy booking matchup, my WFW thoughts is really ringing out. Randy Orton, Karrion Kross. I can imagine those two meanies go at it. And Randy Orton's got a reputation of RKOing chicks. So if that match ever happened, if I were Scarlett, I'd be careful. Speaking of being careful, Velveteen Dream went one-on-one with Adam Cole, and during that matchup, Pete Dunne showed up and attacked Roderick Strong. And that match, Pete Dunne and Roderick Strong, looks like this goes back to the Dusty Classic of Takeover, I think it was last year. And Pete Dunne and Roderick Strong are going to go at it next year as well, so that's another huge matchup. And then the Velveteen Dream and Adam Cole, they were fighting for a while. Velveteen Dream had a chance to pin Cole. Didn't happen, but in the end, Adam Cole picked up the victory. Now, I'm going to tell you what's on tap for New Year's Eve. We got the NXT Championship matchup between Kyle O'Reilly and Finn Balor. That match is happening. Come to find out, it was the last woman standing matchup between Rhea Ripley and Raquel Gonzalez. That match is going to happen. But now a third match is going to happen on the card where Timothy Thatcher goes one-on-one with Tommaso Ciampa in a fight pit match. So this is going to be insane, to say the least. It's going to be an insane matchup on New Year's Eve is already going to be insane. What a way to kick off the year 2021 for NXT. It's going to be a heck of a matchup for sure. So that's all it is about tonight's NXT. We're going to NXT UK is tomorrow. Tomorrow is Christmas Eve. So Christmas Eve, there's going to be a lot of specials going on for sure. The Bridge Up holiday season, can't wait. What a year. Man, this year has been nuts, to say the least. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So that's all the time I have on this show. It is 10:24 p.m. I'm going to get some sleep. Big day tomorrow, as you know. Big weekend, Christmas weekend. We'll see what happens on this bright and wonderful day. I want to thank you guys for tuning in, and see you on tomorrow's episode. Doing NXT UK recap probably, and just and then you got NXT UK, and you got Smackdown this Friday, which is a huge matchup, the Intercontinental title on the line in a lumberjack match. between Sami Zayn, the champion, the challenger, Big E. The steel cage match for the Universal title happening. Roman Reigns to defend against Kevin Owens. Asuka and Charlotte, the women's tag team champs, will make an appearance on SmackDown because the women's tag team titles will be allowed on all brands. So you're going to see Asuka and Charlotte Flair defend those women's tag team titles against the SmackDown women's team. I'm assuming it would be the Riot Squad, and I would not be surprised if that's the case. So if there's a Riot Squad, ladies, be careful. They are very, very good. But if it's another team, be careful as well. You never know who's going to show up. SmackDown, it's Christmas. You never know for sure. I'm looking forward to it as well. Like I said, if the pandemic had not happened, I think, all the stuff that, Vaughn was always commenting on, and, a lot of times, Vaughn, my good friend Vaughn Baskin, usually goes crazy with these comments and say, hey, dude, you got to stick with the storylines. And I get a little annoyed. But like I said, he gave me the idea of WFW fantasy thoughts, like wrestling fantasy warfare, fantasy booking and all. I figured it'd be a great idea to do that. Like I said, if the pandemic had not happened, a lot of this stuff could have been possible. We never know. Make things interesting. But not only that, though, he did say something, though, on the Slammy Awards recap today. And it's a heck of an idea. I like that idea of having NXT being part of the Slammy Awards. It should be WWE Slammy Awards. NXT's part of WWE. Why not? Instead of saying NXT Year-End Awards, why don't we put them as part of the Slammys? Have a Slammys Raw division, a Slammys SmackDown division, and a Slammys NXT division. That's what I like to say. That would be great, and have the Slammies, and have NXT Superstars hold a legendary award like the Slammy for the very first time. And he can be like Owen Hart. Hey, I got 2 Slammies! Woo! I miss Owen. So that's a heck of an idea, Vaughn. But I've always came up with an idea: Karrion Kross versus Randy Orton. Imagine that. Or Karrion Kross versus The Fiend. I'd say between Karrion Kross and those two gentlemen. Too bad the Undertaker's now retired, because him against Karrion Kross would be. Maybe Undertaker in his prime against Karrion Kross. Maybe no, you know what? I'll think about that. That's something to look into. You know what I mean? To look into, and just so many ideas. I think a lot of these wrestling ideas I'm going to come up with, I might repeat them when my new season starts, and I'm looking forward to that. And so I'll come up with a fancier name than just WFW Thoughts. So it's like I said, this pilot episode, this pilot miniseries of the Bridge Up is a walk-in process. I'm trying to walk in from EML77 TV to WEML-TV channel 77 to YouTube station identification. So I am looking forward to that and what comes around. And a lot of circumstances have happened, and just prayers and positive vibes. Need them real bad. It's something that needs to be done. All right. I'll see you guys later. If I don't come on tomorrow, Merry Christmas to you guys. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna do this thing. Peace, love, and be cool. Okay. I am praying that everything will be okay. I hope everything is okay with you on this Christmas season. Have a happy and healthy holiday season. Be strong. I know a lot of people have been hugging on Christmas because of what's been going on in 2020. I don't blame you guys. If you're feeling very sad, I'm feeling very sad, down in the dumps, because usually Christmas has always been my hype type year. Always go get them, and always has like a Leroy Jenkins moment, and just whee, that type of deal. But not this year, man. We can't go visiting people's houses. The pandemic has restricted us from doing a lot of things, unfortunately. And a lot of us will be forced to quarantine, and it kind of stinks. I know, but we got to make the most of it somehow. I mean, I have to admit my attitude started souring a little bit, and got to the point where I was scared my poor nephew. For goodness sakes, he started crying. Poor thing. Poor kid. I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? This is not the me that they know. You know what I mean? I'm trying to, a lot of things are happening. It's frustrating. It's stressful. And I got to hang in there somehow. I got to hang in there and be patient. It gets frustrating. Life can get frustrating sometimes. I got to hang in there. I got to be patient. I cannot go into any details why what's been going on and everything else. I don't want to scare anybody. And like I said, there's evil eyes and ears listening, especially of the trolling kind. And if they get wind of it, they'll try to harass me from a psychological and mental point of view. But I am well prepared for them just in case. But I don't want anybody else to, you know, be affected mentally when they try to defend me, and I appreciate all the positive vibes and prayers I can get. I'll be okay. It's one of those frustrating situations. That's all, and it has not been an easy time. So I will hang in there. I'm gonna have to crack knuckles and break somebody's face if I have to. No, I'm not kidding. I'll break the devil's face. I was back. Break Satan's face. I want to break Satan's face. Come on, Satan. I want to break your face. Whoa, whoa. Now, I'll do that by kicking your butt in Joker's Wild, devil. That's what I'm going to do. I'll kick the devil's butt in the Joker's Wild bonus rounds again. You know, this time I'll beat them for sure, obliterate them, mollywomp them, like the Patriots did to the Chargers. Even though the Patriots are out of the playoffs this year, I really don't care at this point. All right. I'll see you guys later. You guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys on the next episode. The Bridge Up, episode number 47? 48? What? No. Yeah, just 47. Let me try. Let me try. Let's see. Episode number 47. Yes, indeed. See you guys later. Good night. And big balls.